Good Monday, everyone. Welcome to Garden State Weather. Meteorologist Robert Smith on the 14th of October already, 2024. It's almost 8 o'clock here in the morning, and we're looking at stratocumulus clouds right now across the World Trade Center and the New York Harbor here this morning, and it is 55 degrees. Getting into Jersey City, same thing, stratocumulus clouds just after sunrise this morning, and it is 55 degrees on the waterway over here. And the World Trade Center, we just did that. Times Square in New York is cloudy this morning. A cold front's going to come through, and winds are going to start whipping around here during this afternoon with much colder air. So we're not going to get too warm today, but tomorrow and Wednesday, it's only going to be in the upper 40s across the Poconos and in the 50s just about everywhere else. But this is Times Square this morning at 54 degrees. Scottsville, Main Street Cam in Kentucky is always quiet in the morning. At 7 a.m. this morning, their time, it is 52 degrees. And across Hyde and Cam in Kentucky, it's another beautiful little town here. 48 degrees and a little chilly this morning as everybody starts to make their way out towards work. And of course, in Pittsburgh, we have stratocumulus clouds and 52 degrees at 8 o'clock this morning as people just about getting out of here now. This beautiful beach, Eagle Beach in Aruba, 86 degrees. Look at this. And it's only 8 o'clock in the morning. The Trapp Family Lodge in Stowe, Vermont here, 54 degrees. They might have had a little rain that passed through overnight. The top of the rock here in New York City, it's cloudy, and even a little bit of fog could be seen here. It's some smokestacks here, 55 degrees at 8 a.m. Back here at the Weather Center, we're 51 and mostly cloudy right now. Feels like 53. Pollen is very high again today. Will be tomorrow and Wednesday too, especially with those northwesterly winds. The big change is the temperature behind the cold front that's going to be coming through in the next couple of hours. So even if skies begin to clear out a little bit, probably going to be a lot of stratocumulus clouds in the cold air advection coming in later this afternoon and again into Tuesday and Wednesday. So temperatures on Tuesday and Wednesday are going to be about 57 degrees to 54 degrees. So it's going to be chilly, but high pressure will be in control, and then moderating temperatures back into the 60s, and by the weekend into the 70s. So, and no precipitation really. We really need precipitation badly, but we haven't had much at all. Once again, it is 51, feels like 53, mostly cloudy skies this morning across the area, but the skies will become sunny by about 10 or 11 this morning, and then stratocumulus clouds filling in during the afternoon hours. No precipitation in the next 24 hours, and there really hasn't been much, even in northwestern New Jersey or southeastern New York. Right now, the winds are out of the east-northeast at about 2 to 9 miles an hour. They're switching around as one front slides south and another front is coming in from the west. Humidity's at 81%, dew points in check at 50. UVI index is moderate at 3. Air quality is good at 32. But the weed, okay, and the grass, it will be high today. Again, the pollen is going to be high, and that's going to be, if you have contractors coming around or you're in an area where there's contractors during their fall cleanups here, you're going to find dry conditions and a lot of stuff in the air, weed and grass. Visibility is excellent right now. Air pressure is rising up from 29.65 inches. 78% of the moon is visible right now, and the next full moon is coming up in just a couple of days on October 17th. Sunrise today was at 7:07. We're losing minutes here and losing minutes on the opposite end with sunset tonight at 6:17. From the Rutgers University Meteorology Program in New Brunswick at Cooks College, it's 54. The wind is out of the southeast at about 3 miles per hour. Warm spots are around the shore points this morning. West Cape May, all of these temperatures in the low to mid 60s. Northwestern New Jersey is back at 44 at High Point, 45 in Wantage, Sandyston at 48, and Hackettstown at 48. We take a look at precipitation. Let's start with this. 24-hour precipitation has been very little across northwestern New Jersey. We're talking Sussex County here, basically just a couple of hundredths of an inch with showers that were available earlier today, or last night actually, and these are associated with a cold front coming in, but don't expect these to infiltrate into the area. Let's take a look at the air temperatures right now, and they're basically running in the upper 40s to around 50 degrees. And then when you get down where the cold front hasn't synced south yet, this is one cold front. The other cold front's back in here. Temperatures are basically running in the 50s to low and mid 60s the further south you go. Relative humidity this morning, obviously it's bone dry here in western Pennsylvania, or parts of central eastern Pennsylvania here, because of all the dry air that's coming into the forecast over the next couple of hours. But this morning, under cloudy skies and ambient air temperatures and dew points, in fact, if we check the dew points, look at this. They're in the low 40s now across Pennsylvania, but they're still in the mid 50s across central and southern New Jersey and the Delmarva, and all this is going to be washed away in a couple of hours. Wind speeds right now are kind of on the light side, but they're picking up here out of Pennsylvania just after and ahead of this cold front that is going to change our weather around here. Now, the one thing that hasn't changed is the soil moisture. 5 centimeters, like nothing, bone dry. Down to 50 centimeters here, pretty bone dry, so everything is brown. Taking a look at the radar again, these are a few showers ahead of the front. The satellite imagery, here comes the cold front. Look at all the clearing behind the cold front, but then stratocumulus clouds behind it. So even though the skies may clear partially later this morning after this cold front makes its way through the region, stratocumulus clouds are probably going to fill in. And we can see this nicely also on the IR channel and the water vapor band as well. Lots of dry air coming into the region shortly. I'll take a look at the fronts coming in. We got 2 cold fronts moving through their area. First is the frontal boundary that's lying south of the area now. And if you really wanted to see this nicely, I think we can do it this way. These are the showers now that are occurring over and rushing ahead and northeast of the region, and this is a cold front sinking south, or a frontal boundary sinking south here. So these are not birds. So with that said, high pressure over central Canada extending into the plains is moving east. We have 2 frontal boundaries that will be approaching, probably just washing out here, moving off the coast as cool and dry weather moves into the area. So the first front moves into the area this afternoon, okay? And then that clears, and then we have another frontal trough coming through overnight, and that swings through. With this upper level low, there'll be a couple of vorticity maximums working their way through, but could be some snow in the mountains here in southern New England. Okay, with this chillier air and then coming off the Great Lakes as well into northwestern Pennsylvania, Lake Erie certainly looks probable here. But then high pressure eventually expands over the East Coast, first through the center of the nation on Wednesday and Thursday, and then, all throughout the northeastern and southeastern U.S. on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So if you're looking for appreciable rain, maybe in Florida with an onshore flow developing around the high, but if you're living in the New Jersey, New York City metropolitan area, you're not going to see any precipitation at all. As far as power outages go, we're getting better here. They're improving here in Florida, but still, 500,000 people, 500,000 people here is still without power, but things are improving across all of these areas as crews continue to work. One of the good things this morning actually is that we have no airport delays across the northeastern region of the United States. Flights continue as usual. In the Atlantic, we were concerned about some kind of a system here, but I don't see anything on the satellite imagery which would show this. And this disturbance here has about a 50% chance of doing anything. Let's take a look at this. This doesn't look terrific for me as we're winding down the season, but you never know. We have to keep that in mind. Eastern Pacific, Central Pacific, all quiet. Kind of a little bit of a lot of wave action here this morning in Asbury Park, New Jersey, and people getting onto the boardwalk and doing their morning walks as the sun and clouds mix together, but the sea is a bit brisk. On the aviational weather deck for today, we have a broken deck at 5,000 feet, which will be developing with those stratocumulus clouds coming in behind the cold front this afternoon. The winds are going to be gusty out of the northwest of 15 to 20 knots, gust up to 25 to 35 knots, diminishing late this afternoon. VFR and scattered clouds tonight. Winds drop down out of the northwest to 5 to 10 knots, high pressure in control, diminishing to 5 knots or less. And this is going to lead to some frost in northwestern New Jersey as well, and we'll get into that in a moment the next couple of nights. Tuesday through Friday, VFR. West-northwest winds gusting to around 20 knots during the day, Tuesday and Wednesday, with lighter winds on Thursday and Friday. We do have a cold front moving across the region this morning, and this could cause wind gust of 15 to 20 to 25 to 35 miles an hour. Temperatures will be in the upper 60s. Across the southern Poconos, northern New Jersey, and the Lehigh Valley will be in the 50s to low 60s. And with minor relative humidity values coming in at 35% in southern Jersey and Delmarva, combined with gusty winds, will allow any fires that develop to spread rapidly. So due to lower temperatures in the southern Poconos, northern New Jersey, and the Lehigh Valley, and relative humidities generally ranging from 45 to 55%. So we do want to be monitoring the fire danger for today. On the marine area, basically a northwest wind coming in. Small craft advisory is in effect until 10 p.m. tonight through Tuesday morning, and gusty winds up to about 30 knots. And from flustar.com, of course, if you got cold and flu, it is possible here in Rhode Island, here parts of the Southwest too. Coughing, yeah, that's continuing here, especially in building up because of the change in the weather. Fever, yep. RSV, a little bit. COVID, they're never going to report this. This chilly air mass actually not only is the weather going to turn chillier here, and snow showers and rain showers coming in from off the Great Lakes, but we have freeze warnings here across the upper Midwest. Today's forecast is going to be variable between 52 degrees with cooler air coming in from the front to 70 degrees in the south, and it will be cooler and turning way breezy this afternoon. So it's going to feel cooler than this because of these winds gusting at 25 to 35 miles an hour late this afternoon. Hold on to your hat. Tuesday, 47 to 60, possible frost again at night, and areas of frost possible on Wednesday morning as well. So Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, frost is possible, and again, a variable mix of temperatures here across the forecast region. And across portions of Pennsylvania here, we do have that freeze watch, which is going to be in effect for sub-freezing temperatures as low as 30 degrees possible across these areas here from late tonight into tomorrow morning. And if you wanted to see any measurable precipitation over the last 72 hours here, it's been all across these areas and virtually nothing in northwestern New Jersey. I mean, this is pretty bad because we are in a drought situation right now. And the latest U.S. drought monitor, which comes out every Thursday from October the 10th here, we are in territories here of normally dry, moderately drought, and severe drought, which is beginning to develop around the I-95 corridor in southeastern New Jersey. It's even worse here where it's been in Western Virginia, extreme drought. Once again, for the New Jersey, New York, Long Island, Connecticut area, southeastern New York, it's a partly sunny sky overall, but there will be a lot of stratocumulus clouds developing across the area, which we just showed you. The winds are going to be really gusty, so that's going to make these air temperatures here feel cooler than they are. The average high is around 65, average low about 52, and sunrise again was at 7:07 this morning, sunset tonight at 6:16 p.m.